Sound and Silence is a weekly gathering to offer a shared place of contemplative silence with the idea that anyone can go to it, because anyone can come together to share silence. And we pair that with an ongoing experiment with music and sounds that bring us in and out of that silent experience, and then we all have supper together.
I'm a very anxious person. I think a lot of us at Sound and Silence are. Silence is a way to allow yourself to slow down and be kind to yourself in the way that it's not time to worry about things that you have due the next day or projects you should be working on or people you should be reaching out to or whatever. It's time to just be quiet and with yourself and with other people in the room. I think that's really valuable.
We have guest artist weeks and we have community night weeks. Our community night weeks usually function as a free improv jam session of sorts, with 10 to 20 minutes of silence in the middle for people to bring their spiritual practice of some sort. So we do sound at the beginning, we make sound, there's silence for 10 to 20 minutes, and then we usually make sound after that. Our community nights also have themes, generally.
So in October, I got the opportunity to facilitate a community session for World Mental Health Day, where we kind of had this audiovisual exploration, exploring the questions of the relationship between mental health and personhood, what we can learn from our own neurobiology about community, and really we got the chance to, as a group, talk about some of these questions and improvise over them using sound, art, multimedia expression.
I am currently a curator for Canterbury House art exhibitions for students, and I am also a regular participant for Sound and Silence. I come here every week and practice my spirituality and practice mindfulness.
I'm Mira, and I've also been a regular here at Sound and Silence, and I've been, this is my first time co-curating a show with Hana for Sound and Silence, and that's been really exciting. Canterbury House has been a pretty big part of my life recently, I would say.
Having the beginning of the session be this kind of free-form expression of, what are your feelings in this kind of sonic medium, that really allows you to have this pure, unfiltered expression that is unhindered by any kind of musical expectation.
The jazz jam session is a tradition of anyone pursuing that path. You go to this community of people who are all playing the same tunes, and you improvise around this songbook, which is super important. It is tailored towards professional and semi-professional musicians, and sometimes it can be a bit hard to access that space of improvising. So I think it's really important in society for us to have spaces where we can all improvise and make sound together, without as much of the standards of trying to make something really good. Frankly, it's really fun to just make sound, especially with people, and that practice is sacred to everyone, no matter what your spiritual background is.
And then you kind of go into this period of contemplative silence where then you kind of meditate over what you might have just improvised on. So you're able to sit with some of those feelings now that you kind of have released in this really therapeutic and healing way some of these feelings, emotions. Now you get to really allow for that space to clear in your mind to then finish up with sound again and sort of really round out the session in this really cohesive manner. So yeah.
And then I've just loved how Sound and Silence will change week to week. I've loved that so much. We had the night, especially with the Regenerate Orchestra in the beginning of last semester, and just the idea of mindfulness changes each time, and that time it was mindfulness can be singing joyfully. It changes the definition, and I love that.